Welcome back to the channel, guys. I have something interesting today. We're going to go through those shadow boxes that you can see there, and I'm just going to kind of explain what's what, the backstory and where I got it from, and let's get to it. I thought it might be fun to go through my shadow boxes and show you some stuff. I actually had way more on them than what I currently have on them, but that's okay. I kind of like to rearrange things and take out new things and put up old things. So it's a rotation, I guess is what I'm saying. But we'll go through what's here. We'll go through here first. This is really sweet. My friend Karen made this for me. And it was back when we were all doing wood carving. And she carved this one a little bit, but instead of just like sanding it, she drew on it and wood burned on it. And I really liked Karen, so I really like that. This is a wood carving that either Jack, you can see the JH, either Jack or John did that. Jack was his nephew, it's a little dusty. John was his uncle. This is a very old wood carving, and they always made their dogs look pitiful and homely. I'm not really sure why, but they did. That little bottle is just a little decorative bottle. I got it probably like Michael's or something. This is a squirrel. I think I got one year for Christmas. And I just really like its stance. It kind of just looks like it's about to run at you. And I just think that's goofy. And next to it is this. I'm going to knock it all down. I know I will. Next to it is this rabbit. This is a wood carving done by Ethel Hogsett. And she did a whole bunch of these little rabbits doing different stuff, like rabbit standing. That says rabbit standing. Rabbit sitting, rabbit lying down. And I have wanted to find one of hers for forever and was never really able to find one until I found this one. It's kind of tall. You can kind of see that's probably 3.5 inches or so. These are all just some essential oils that I have that I put in my diffuser. So they're just kind of here. This is another little wood carving. He is dusty too. Lord, didn't I dust before this video? He is so sweet. He's precious. He's a puppy because he's got that round little belly. Oh my gosh, he's probably one of my favorite wood carvings. And actually, you can see under here that faintly I can see it. It says ABH, and that stands for Ben Hall. And Ben was a, let's see, how does that go? Ben was a brother to John, the man who probably carved that. And Ben was also Jack's daddy. I think that's how it works. So they were related. And you can see the similarity in that carving and the face of it and that one. So it doesn't surprise me that family members, of course, made those. This is just a rock that I thought was cool. It looks like there's stuff floating. That may be lodolite. I guess it probably is. It's just quartz with some funky inclusions in it that make it look like it has a magic galaxy in it. This is a rock that I can't remember where this come from. Part of me wants to say this come from Miss Cindy. It very well may have. It's just such a good shape because it sets up. It's very prismatic. Sets up great. This is actually rutilated quartz. You can see as I'm turning that, those little needles in there. And it's sitting on this perfectly square block of a rock called lepidolite. So I just like it. So I leave them sitting there. This is a teeny tiny crystal that, where did I get that? I might have got that in Kentucky. I'm going to go with I got it in a different state from a rock shop. But it's just cute and little and green. Let's see. What else do we have up here? I have this. This is really nice. I really like this. I got this for Christmas one year, I think. I think Corey got that for me. This is just a polished fluorite pyramid, but I'm going to take it over here in front of the light so you can really appreciate it. Yeah, so when I brought it over here in front of this light, you can really see through it and appreciate how cool it is. Wow. This is like a casted brass owl. It's hollow, but it's actually pretty heavy. I can't remember where I got that, but I really like it. That's a little old bottle. I'm not exactly remembering where this come from either. It's just things that I picked up along the way. Now, these two owls were carved by my friend Helen. Helen Gibson carved these, and I absolutely love them. She carved these. You can see that's HG for Helen Gibson. She carved these. I think that's what they call spalded wood. That may be a spalded buckeye. I think it is. So there's a big one and a little one, and she also carved this angel who just has the most beautiful and very realistic face. So, look at the feet. Oh my goodness. This is one of my favorite carvings too, for sure. So that kind of covers what's here. Again, there was a whole lot more on there, just in different places. Some of it was where the essential oils were, and I just was moving things around. And it's all tucked away under the bed, so... Anyway, that's that shelf. I actually picked that shelf up itself at a flea market, I think. But this shelf, Pat made, this little shadow box, Pat built it. It sat in Corey's room for a long time, and then she let me have it. So I have it for now, and we can go through it too. Way up here at the top, you can see this deer carving. My friend Richard carved that. And the squirrel carving, a man named Jay Morris made that. I'll get it down so you can see it. Jay was famous for these squirrels. That's what he made. And he was very good at it. This one's eating a nut. They always had this big fluffy tail. And on the bottom, you can see this says J-A-M. Stands for J.A. Morris. I can't remember what his middle name was. Pap and Granny knew this guy. He was a really nice man. He actually also made some large and weighted squirrel bookends. And I have... a set of those. I found this on eBay or Etsy. That's where I find most of my wood carvings that I collect. But I found the bookends at the flea market here. Up next is this owl. This owl's made of opalite, which is a man-made material. It's a glass to simulate opal, and it does a pretty good job. You can see now that it's down here up close, you can see why it mimics opal. It almost glows. There, yeah, it has this crazy opalescence. This is just a piece of carved glass, and I can't remember where I got this. I'm going to go with it at a gym show. I'd say that'd be the only place I could find something like this. Pretty cool. Of course, I got my K for Katie. I have a little bottle of perfume. I never wore that. I'm not sure I even opened it, really. I just liked it because it was cute and decorative. Another little old bottle. This one on the left's not old, but this one is, and it was probably also perfume. This is interesting, this piece right here. So this was my rendition of those owls that I said Helen carved. I started carving this one with her and never finished it. Look how beautiful the back is. I just never finished, but you can see it looks like its brother's there. So, I was proud. This is as far as I got, so I just put it up here. That is a little shot glass of some kind. I don't drink, and my family doesn't drink, so I'm not sure where I got that. But I really liked it, so I kept it. I just like the bottom is square. I was like, that's like an optical illusion. I just like that. It's old. Now we have this another old little jar full of beach glass and like little rocks. One of my jewelry friends, I bought a ring for her one year for Christmas for Corey, and she sent with it some of this beach glass. That's a shark tooth, and there's another big shark tooth. I probably found that shark tooth and just put it in here to keep it for display, because I have found quite a bit of shark teeth. But mostly it's just beach glass and rocks, that kind of thing. Also, you're probably thinking, which beach? California. She lived in California, so this beach glass came from California. Up next, we have this cat and this little incense trivet thing. I don't burn incense either, but both of these, I'll get them down because they have an interesting story. There's the cat, and there's the trivet. So the trivet, fun fact, I got this years ago at a flea market or something, and I just thought it was funny because it was just a little container. I didn't know that it was for incense at the time. I just thought, oh, this is cute, I'll put something in it. Well, what I ended up doing, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I am, I ended up giving it to Miss Cindy because she ended up with a few more bigger ones that actually kind of match this. And so when she passed away, I took it back just to keep on my shelf. And now I think of her, this was something that definitely, she loved bronze. Bronze was like her favorite metal, so makes me think about her. As for the cat, one year, me or Corey won at the same gym show, got this cat for her, carved out of stone, out of rock. And when she passed away, I took this cat to remember her by, and so now it sits on my shelf and kind of watches over me. I have another skinny bottle that I probably picked up somewhere like Michael's just for decoration. Down to the next layer. That rock is just really cool. That's a creek rock. It's only shaped like a heart because it's got that chunk missing in the middle, but that was one solid piece. So that's pretty cool. It's actually kind of big. That's probably 2 inches or so, maybe a little bigger. And then I have these little jars full of rocks. Let me get one down. There was a whole set of these, all kinds of colors. And one year I got them for Christmas. And I just loved them, and I loved these little bottles. And Corey got a set too, and she eventually gave me the set. But I just thought these little bottles full of rocks, like little rock chips, were cool. Those little chips kind of look like pyrite or hematite maybe. And those are probably some sort of quartz. But I just kept all the little rock jars because I thought they looked nifty. Up next is this chess piece that I got at a flea market. I don't play chess, but I picked it up. And this little carving, oh my goodness. This little thing is precious. This is a little bow-legged goat, little sheep. Oh my Lord, it's just darling. Look at his face. Oh my goodness. And the initials on this, they're really faint. One of them's an M. I think Dexter Dockery's mama made this. I think her name was Margaret, maybe. I think she did carve. And this is actually part of a nativity scene. I've got a Mary and a Joseph carved by different people, but this went with a little nativity scene, and I just thought, look at it. Isn't it just pitiful? It's just so cute. So, and tiny, so I love it. I got this owl for Christmas one year. It's very 70s-like. I think it's got a broke foot, yeah. Very 70s-ish. This is just another more modern ceramic owl. It's actually hollow. This is a glow-in-the-dark rock, so when I turn the lights out in my room, it glows. This, I'll get it down. This I got when I was in Kentucky. When I went to visit Land of the Lakes, these were there. So I got it. There's a mirror, hello there, in the bottom. So I got that just at Land of the Lakes. Maybe some old glass, kind of put together with soldered together with some little, I don't know, metal frame of some kind. But I don't know, I just really liked it, and I thought, that is so cute, a little knick-knack, and it did come from my trip in Kentucky, and that was a great trip. There was this man who had a business who did blown glass, and he did these little birds, and he went out of business. So I'm glad that I've got more than one of his birds. There's another one on here. I really like this one, though. And that's just a piece of rose quartz. This may have been, I'm not sure. This might have belonged to Miss Cindy. Or it's possible that Mom got it for Corey for Christmas, and I actually ended up with it. I think that might be what happened. It's actually really nice, and I really like it. Next, we have another wood carving. Surprise. And this little steel, this is like heavy too, a little steel owl. As you can see, I love owls. I love birds. I think that says something on the bottom. I guess that's who made it. This came from, I think an antique shop. And I love owls, and I love little statues, little figurines, so seemed fitting. I actually have 2 of these dogs. These are like Cocker Spaniel dogs. The other one is packed away. No, actually it's not. Maybe I have 3. There's another one sitting there. This is carved by, you really can see that ABH there, Ben. The same dude. Man, dogs were his specialty. And he did all this with a pocket knife. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that this is applewood. And all of these carvings come from the folk school, the Brasstown carvers. When they were making Chatoog Lake, which is in Hayesville, it's a TVA lake, they essentially evicted all those people off their land. And one of the people they evicted owned an apple orchard. And they contacted the folk school and told them they could come up there and cut down the apple trees and take the wood. And so they did. And that is, when I see carvings made out of that apple wood, that's how I date them. And that was in the 40s when that happened, early 40s. So he's been around a while. Something else I have on this shelf is a little bitty tiny rock, but it's very important to me because I don't know if you can see, but you can see the green. You can definitely see right here, this one. That is a blade of tourmaline. This is green, a green color. It's green tourmaline in this piece of quartz. It's very small, fits in the palm of my hand. But I found this in the Davidson River. And it's just very important to me because this is one of the coolest rocks I ever found. It's tiny, that little tourmaline crystal, but I never found tourmaline out in the wild on the ground before. And I just did a dance when I found this, so very important rock to me. We're actually almost done. This is another one of those birds that I said that guy made, and he went out of business. I really like that one too. It really, you can see that, it really catches the light. He just was precious. I'm thankful I have those. And these 2 little jars of rocks, these are special because I emptied them out. I emptied what was previously in them. I don't know what I did with it, who knows. But these are little tiny garnets that I found in, that might be Macon County. I'm not really sure. But these are actual little tiny garnets that I picked up myself. So I just emptied out the rocks that were in here to put my special precious rocks. Ooh, Jimmy Garnets. More wood carvings. This is an angel, but Helen did not carve this one. A woman named Hope did. She also carved beautiful things. And this was also part of that same nativity set I told you about with that little bow-legged lamb. HB for Hope Brown. She was precious. Pap and Granny were also friends with her. She died in, I think, maybe 2015. Her son is a preacher, and he also carves, and I also have some of his wood carvings, so her husband carved too as well. I said her son carved. This is something that her son carved. Isn't that darling? Oh my goodness. That is so cute. Look at its little feet. This would have been part of a nativity set or just, I don't know, something cute to have. So I like to keep them together because it's like mother and son. So I like to keep those 2 carvings together. Again, another little lamb or sheep. This was done by Ray Mann. That RM stands for Ray Mann. He did some bigger sheep, like pronghorn looking sheep, which I also have. They're just too big to fit on this shelf. There's another Cocker Spaniel, and this is a really cool piece of rock that Corey got me. That is something called grape agate, and this is just, you can see why it's called grape agate. And it occurs in this very funky botryoidal odd formation. This is an isolated piece. I'm not really sure if they just found pieces laying like this or someone has chiseled this out of a bigger piece, but tell me you don't think that's awesome. And also, the little bottles make another appearance. This is ocean water, and that's beach sand, which is still wet from the day I scooped it up out of the water. And this is dried sand. I think this all come from the coast of South Carolina. So probably Garden City, Myrtle Beach, one of those. And I just wanted to take a piece of the beach home with me. So this is what I took. This is an army man that I have had since I was little. Oh, he's stuck in there. We're not going to pull him out. His name is Pedro. I named him Pedro, and I've had him for literal years. That's another piece of a rock. I think I got that out of Granny's driveway. Another wood carving. This one was done by a man named Nolan Beaver. And he stamped the date. That was done in 92. He was very sweet. And his sister also carved. And this is the only carving of his that I have. And I wouldn't have it without Helen. Helen gave it to me. And it's very special to me because he did very good work. And his work is pretty much impossible to find. On that shelf was also another bottle of Little Jimmy Carnelian chips. Really love that color. That's one of my favorite colors, that burnt orange, so I had to put that up there. And last but not least, some little clay ceramic vases. A potter that we know made these, and they are just really cute, but they're also really good to put one tiny little flower and a little bit of water in. These are so nice for the summer when things are blooming. So I've got 2 of them. This one is probably a little dusty. But this one is also pretty. This one's probably my favorite. So that pretty much covers it. I think that's everything. I hope you enjoyed the little tour of my shadow box. It's kind of just crazy how much stuff we can all accumulate and we don't realize how much we have. And I guess just what it means, the sentimental value, and just how old some of those pieces are. It's crazy to think what we collect over the years. So I had a lot of fun kind of showing you different little things that I have. You have to comment below and let me know if you keep or collect things, or if you have a shadow box and what you put in it. And thank you for watching. God bless you. God keep you. We'll catch you at the next one.